Well, that's not the big story today.
It's not.
No, the big story.
There's fireworks in a different way.
Yeah, it's Zack Wheeler. I love to watch pitchers who take it's like an art for them. It's like a craft. And this guy is just, it's phenomenal. And I can't, every time I watch him, I can't stop thinking about how I used to feel when I used to watch Roy Halladay. It's just precision. And he's got he's got an arsenal of so many things that the hitter, these are professional hitters. They have no chance when he's right.
Not even close. It was, you mentioned it, art. It was a masterpiece. That was an absolute stunning masterpiece yesterday.
I mean, he's got stuff that you have no idea what he's going to throw. He's got like a variety. He's got 5 different pitches he can throw. You are death against that high fastball. You cannot get on top of the high fastball because you know it's not going to come. You never know when it's going to come. He's got breaking stuff in. He's got breaking stuff away. And then all of a sudden he hits you with that high fastball above the zone, and you can't catch up to it. It's phenomenal.
Well, it was interesting. You know what? We were watching along, and the fastest pitch he threw was the bottom of the 8th inning, 97 mile an hour.
He was
fastball.
jacked.
Like, that's incredible.
And here's the thing. I'll give Rob Thompson credit. He was at 100 pitches going into the 9th inning. He threw 8 pitches. In the 9th, which was good. He said he would have extended him to 115. Yeah. He only had 7 more pitches to close that out. Right?
I'm assuming that Wheeler knew what his pitch limit was.
I don't know, because he said, I'm going out there, I want to finish it. But I got to give Rob Thompson credit, because normally at 100 you go, okay, somebody can close this out for him.
Right.
But he knew it meant a lot to the pitcher himself. It meant a lot to the people watching. And he said, this is what I like about Rob Thompson. He feels it like he respects a player's will.
Right. And it was funny because I think Zack Wheeler said after the game, like, I told him I was fine, and I told him I was probably lying to him, too. And I think Topper knows that. Like, Rob Thompson knows that he wanted to finish it. But it's not something you see a lot. No one does that anymore.
No, this leads
me to complete games.
You do not. And this leads me to 2 questions. Because I see social media was buzzing about it. And they say, is Zack Wheeler the best free agent signing ever in this city? And I go, well, it's tough to say that on the heels of Saquon Barkley.
Right.
Like what Saquon Barkley did was all-time-ish. Right? Wheeler has been consistently good, but can he surpass?
I mean, he's been a Cy Young candidate, 3 years?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Zack Wheeler, I mean, it's close. It's a consideration just because, I mean, obviously Saquon Barkley setting a record and flirting with these insane numbers is impressive, and the fact they won the Super Bowl. If Zack Wheeler gets him to the World Series, then I think that he would surpass him.
Maybe, I don't know. What Saquon did is never going to be repeated. But if he throws a no-hitter in the postseason, that'll change the landscape. Like Halladay. That's why I can't put him above Halladay because of that one thing. But let me ask this other question here. If you had one big game to win, and you could throw Wheeler, Halladay, or Curt Schilling, who are you throwing?
I'm throwing Roy Halladay.
You are throwing Roy Halladay.
I mean, that guy was a mission. And I think the similarities are there as far as the mentality. Roy Halladay was a machine.
Yes, he was.
He would have complete games, and then he would go work out. Like, he was an absolute Iceman out there. And
You would go with him.
I would.
Even though Schilling has that track record
of
big games. Yeah, I guess Roy Halladay does. As many as Schilling? That's pretty close.
It's close.
Brendan Grunn's our producer today. Brendan?
I think I'm going Roy Halladay on that one as well. I think his mountaintop, his peak is a little bit better than Zack Wheeler. I think the argument for Wheeler is that his dominance has been stretched out a longer period of time, but I don't know if it's gotten as high as Roy Halladay. Curt Schilling, I remember from the Diamondbacks era and the Red Sox as well, and he had ice in his veins. He would go out there, the Sox game, whether it was real blood or not, we don't know to this day, but he won the game. He went out there and dominated. To me, I'm leaning Roy Halladay because I remember him as a Philly opposed to Curt Schilling as another team.
I remember, but Schilling was the series MVP and didn't even get a decision.
That's absurd.
Against the Braves.
Crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah, he was pretty phenomenal in the postseason.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, this is just food for thought for the people out there. Let me just bring this up here. There are a lot of things that I don't understand as far as boos go. And
You're talking about the anti-cheer, not actual alcohol.
right,
Okay.
not booze,
I was like,
B-O-O-Z,
I've got
B-O-O-S.
I've got a real
Right.
educational.
I don't
situation here.
understand why fans boo on an attempted pickoff. I never got that at all. Like if against your team, if somebody tries to
That's
throw
the
it to
thing.
first base,
Because if it was the alternative, you would never. If it was our pitcher, throwing
right?
it, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't understand why fans would boo Austin Hayes yesterday
He was not.
because he was disappointing.
Yeah.
But he was
And
also
the poor
he
guy
was
had
also-
like a kidney
That's
infection.
Right.
Like he was in the
hurt.
hospital.
He was hurt and he was sick.
Yeah,
Does he
he
not
was-
get a pass?
Yeah, he wasn't just hurt. I mean, he was like in the hospital. It was bad.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's almost like you should just be nothing.
Right.
Just
And
be
here's-
happy that he's out there.
And here's the big thing I don't understand, and this is what I want to address with people about. Castellanos, on July 4th, Castellanos got into a little jawing with a fan. The fan apparently was ripping into Bryson Stott. They lost the game. Now, this team is going to lose 70-plus games probably this year. Maybe not. Maybe 70. Whatever. A loss is a loss. In a baseball season, a loss is not that devastating to the point where a fan should jaw with a player. I do not understand people. Can you explain this to me? Who was the idiot that would jaw with the Phillies players after a solo loss on a July 4th?
It was interesting because when we're watching it, it was as the guy they were saying goodbye on the broadcast. You could tell whoever it was had like called out names, and that's what got the players' attention. It wasn't just a boo. It was like probably something very specific and very like personal, like "Hey Nick, hey Bright." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's always very confusing to me because what is the end game? What do you want at the
what
end
is
of
it?
it?
Is it alcohol fueled all the time, or are you just an ass?
Well, people are angry. People are an angry group. We've all driven. We've all driven on
Why
the
would
Schuylkill.
they be angry? You lost one game in a
Oh, yeah.
162-game season.
I think there's other reasons, and they need their joy. And when you take their joy away with a loss,
The loss took their joy away to the extent where you want to
For
jaw with the
some
player.
people.
I would need to understand the mentality. I'm here to grow, Amy. I know I always wanted personal growth.
personal growth.
I want to
I don't
learn.
think this is a growth moment. I think
I
this
want to
is just-
learn from people. What is it that gets? What's the payoff for you to do something like that?
Yeah.
Now, listen, I'm not a big Castellanos fan. He shouldn't have rabbit ears. He should ignore it. I get it, but I don't understand the mentality of a fan doing that in the first place.
I just don't know what the end game is. So
Exactly.
say you call out whomever, in this case Nick Castellanos or Bryson Stott. Do you want them to turn around and be like, "Hey, well, here's what I saw"? Like, did that make you feel better? No, you just want to yell, and I think that's always kind of strange to me.
It's very peculiar. So, if you have any answers for us,
Or if you were that person.
or if you were that person, I would listen. I
Call
would
on
love to have a counseling session with you. You can counsel me just as much as I'm going to try to attempt to counsel you on what it is that enrages you so much that you would have to get it. You would have to rip into somebody on your hometown team. I just do not.
After
get
one
it.
loss.
After one loss. All right. Here's how you get into the show. To talk to the great Amy Fadul. You don't get many opportunities to talk to Amy, right?
See, that's
So
that's a sell.
every time she's here, this is a big opportunity for you. 610-632-0975. No, let's light up the phone lines for Amy. Phone calls for Amy today. Mike Missanelli Show continues, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Appreciate you guys checking out things with the Mike Missanelli Show. If you want more from us, check out the playlist right here to get this one. Check out all the playlists. There's a lot to watch.